Neck Nation, what's happening? This is Kit James.
Austin Davis.
We're here at the NECKROOTS Ranch, live, ready to send some fire on the wire.
Yeah, another episode, man.
Another episode. We don't know what it's called. We don't know. We just came in from work. No lie, just walked in from work. And you know what? That's kind of becoming the norm.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, when we get to, when we sit down and we plan what we're going to talk about, I think maybe it gets a little too robotic or whatever. And, you know, we forget things that we wanted to say and then we panic about it, but whatever. But if we don't have an agenda, man, it's open forum. We can talk about whatever we want.
And this is just like life, bro.
This is like life. So, one thing that I saw this week was, on the news, it came out with the top searches for Google.
Yeah.
Right, in 2023. And as I was going through these top searches, right, it was talking about celebrities, right, video games, athletes, songs. I mean, every single thing that was considered a top search was around like pop culture and society and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Where are the searches about us? Where are we searching to take care of ourselves? Like, how come we're not searching, you know, how to find happiness? How come we're not searching how to better myself? Like, why aren't people looking for these things? And I just thought it was kind of crazy that, you know, the majority of everything that's being searched on the internet is about other people and this Hollywood society.
Yeah. You know what? That's interesting. You saw that because years ago I saw the same thing before I was getting ready to do a conference on stage, and I looked at and it was crazy, and it not that crazy. Nothing's really changed. You were talking about entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Different things that entertain people, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But to be the top search, that means like that's monkey see, monkey do. Like everybody's interested in something, and I think the media is going to push whatever's hot, right?
Oh yeah,
to get their ratings or whatever.
Yeah, and I got ideas on that.
Yeah, right. We all do, and so it's like whatever it takes to keep one more rung up on the ladder or whatever. But I looked at that and I thought the same thing, you know. And I used to tell my kids all the time. I'd say we'd go to a professional game, and they'd want to buy a jersey, and I'm like, heck yeah, dude, let's get you a jersey then. Yeah. I'm like, is that dude your idol? Yeah. So so you want for $60 you want to wear a shirt that has that dude's name on it?
Yeah.
I say, so you want to be him, but he don't want to be you, right?
Yeah.
And if they win, they're going to up our season tickets, and we're going to pay more to go see the dude that you don't know.
Yeah, he don't even know you.
And that's okay to have some mentors and someone to look up to or whatever. But it's just interesting because I'd always put it in the kids' brain. I'll pay you $120 and buy the shirt and the stick-ons. Put your own name on your own back, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
And
advertise for yourself.
Yeah, just to make them think, really.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and most people, you know, I think when we're down and out, when you got a flat tire, that's when you check to see if you have a spare.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if when people are comfortable and things are going good, or it's a little stressful, maybe that's a way for them to zone out, is to look at the entertainment Yahoo, right? The Hollywood Yahoo or whatever, and get their gee whiz file filled up with stuff that don't matter.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I know a lot of dudes that have like a Reader's Digest version. I'm one of them. Like I got more, you know, useless information in my head than, you know what I mean?
I'm right there with you. It's
like I picked it up somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyways, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it says a lot to say these are the top searched items, right?
Yeah.
And when I looked at it, it was, and this was years ago, but it was a form of entertainment, right? In Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it was a form of entertainment, and then...
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. The naughty videos or whatever, right? So there was a form of entertainment that was number one.
Yeah.
And then number two was WWE wrestling, of all things, right?
Oh, dude, well, of course.
Yeah, right.
This is back in early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Dude, that's the attitude. Well, right there around the Attitude Era. So
I know. But, I mean, you'd think they would Google Power Stroke Diesel, or something, you know what I mean, or a 7.3.
Yeah. Or the 5.9 back then too.
But then it was, I think the fourth one they did. I can't remember them all, but I remember the fourth one was work, job related, and money related. And then the fifth one was God, hope, faith. And it was just interesting because if you look at it in order, and I don't know what you looked at, if it was in order, the top search just in general, was it in general?
It was just top search per category, and these were the categories that they felt were most important.
Yeah.
Top search categories,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So that's interesting because if you look at them from the early 2000s to now, let's say 20 years, what's changed? Not a whole lot. It's still entertainment.
It's still entertainment, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And power, money, blah, 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 right? And so they'll fall along the same lines, even though the genres or the script changes just a little bit. It's the same date. It's the same date, different dress, right?
Right.
And so I think it's important that when we're doing that, which it's okay to do that, right?
Yeah.
We just go, hey, how much time do I spend in doing this versus how much time I spend, how do I do this better? How do I get better at this, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the point you're making, and it's a good one. It's just a good reminder.
Yeah. We spend so much time focused on other people, right? And what other people are doing and what's going on in other people's lives. And to be honest with you, from my perspective, most of that stuff is just garbage, right? It is. It doesn't feed you. It doesn't increase your knowledge, right? Reader's Digest, you and I, we've got information that's kind of useless, but I don't know. Sometimes I find it useful, but my mind's not full of what's going on in entertainment today. It's not full of what Hollywood star is doing what, or who's in what movie, or who's cheating on who, or who's no longer going to church anymore. Or this, what was it? Some lady was an atheist and now she's found God, which is great. I mean, that's great, but. We're all focused on everybody else's lives, with the most important life that we can be focused on is our own, man. Yeah. That's where we should be focused. And I think, this thought came to my mind, and it's that it's okay to be your own hero. In fact, we should strive to be our own heroes, because this whole podcast is about becoming the person that you want to be, becoming the best version of yourself, and to be able to look up to yourself after you accomplished something. Right, that's confidence. We talk about confidence all the time. Yeah. Right, and I've got mentors, I've got heroes. I don't consider myself to be my hero yet. Right, maybe one day I will. I don't know. But my dad, definitely one of my heroes. Yeah. There's people that I've worked with. There's people that I met when I was out doing some service. Right, some guys that I met, and they had work ethic. They took really good care of their families. They were just nice guys. They served everybody around them. I'm like, these are guys that I want to pattern my life after. But in reality, just to bring it back home, the most important life that we should be paying attention to is our own. Yeah.
And there is a life that we lose in living when we, as we're going down that. That's what happened to me. I had mentors as well, and I'd pick a mentor and I'd study them. Yeah. Right? And I would do what they would do, and then I'd just do 10% more. But once you go through that, then you guess what you're doing? You're picking up another mentor, right? And you're chasing, you're growing, and you're studying, and you're learning, and you're doing all these things, and pretty soon you're on a path that's not your own.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, bro, I showed up to a team penning competition. Yeah. In a Quattro Port Maserati.
Oh, dude, I remember you driving that car. You had a couple of them.
I mean, you want to talk about a lost individual. That was me, bro. I showed up to go team penning
in a Maserati.
And you know what?
That's a little out of place, bro.
I grabbed my cowboy hat out of the back of the trunk and hurried and threw my boots on, and these dudes were laughing at me, and I'm like, laugh now, boys. You just wait.
Let me show you how it's done.
Let me show you how it's done. I'm going to get on this horse. His name's Tron, and he'll turn a corner on a dime. Watch this. Yeah. And one guy goes... He said something because he seen me in the parking lot, and he said something that wasn't very nice. And I said, "Okay, Billy the Kid hat." And I said, "That's a cute hat." And I said, "Make sure it stays on your head." He goes, "I ain't worried about staying on my head, but I'll stay in the saddle." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I don't come out of the saddle." Yeah, bro, I'm not kidding you. When my horse took off, right, and it turned 90 degrees, and I was still over here. And that dude comes over and helped me up, and I'm just like, I get it. I get it.
I hear you.
But it was...
You got Maserati soft.
Yeah, dude, I tell you what. It was... but if I look at how I ended up there, it's again, shiny things are okay, but was it me? No, man, it wasn't me. I was.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to be careful of the mentors you choose. But I think in my mind, I think about who I'm a mentor for, and the ones I really care about are my kids. And it's like, I don't want to be that guy. You can't get the dog and the fishing rod in that Moz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important to always think about when people always say, you should think about, my parents used to say, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Dude, that never resonated for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why, but it didn't. But I'll tell you what does is, what advice would I give my kids in this situation? And boy, I tell you what, that hits home. Because you know exactly, as a father, what you're going to say to your kids in any situation.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's off the cuff and you're using what you read that day and you haven't lived through it, but you know what the right answer is, whatever it is, right? And so anytime I would get in a spot like that where, maybe you're going down the wrong road or losing yourself a little bit, or you're in a situation where you got to make a decision, it's not, I could hear my mom say, what would Jesus do? It's like, it don't matter, Jesus ain't here, right? But that's how you think as a kid. But as a father, you go, what advice in this situation would I give to my kids? Yeah. And you're like, frick, man, that always gets you. That always hits home, and you always make the right choice when you think like that.
Yeah, yeah, so, because it's your responsibility to be the example, right? Yeah. And you want the best for your kids, and you want them to grow up and have more than you did, and do better than you did, right? You want all these things for your kids. So the example that you set there and the things that you tell them are going to put them on that path. And I'd like to go back to this whole idea of when you're young. And this, what would Jesus do? And it doesn't resonate. And I think, when I think about that for myself, because, I've asked myself that question in certain situations. And what's hard with that is, how do I live up to that? Right? Yeah. How do I even do that? Right? Yeah. I'm not perfect. That guy was perfect in every way. Right? So sometimes you have to do things your own way. Right? With Jesus in mind, right?
Yeah. So, you know what? With Jesus in mind, can I share something with you? I mean, it's almost the holidays, bro.
Well, dude, it's Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas, so
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, think about it. This is on the.
Yeah, this is a good time to bring him up anyway. It's his birthday. Well, it's when we celebrate his birthday.
Absolutely. This I saw this the other day, and this pounds at home. You know what I mean? Being Christmas yesterday. Right? Yeah. These pounds at home. Greatest man in history named Jesus had no servants, yet they called him master. Had no degree, yet they call him teacher. Had no medicines, yet they call him healer. He had no army, yet the kings feared him. He won no military battles, yet he conquered the world. He committed no crime, yet they crucified him. He was buried in a tomb, yet he lives today. It's like,
that's pretty good, man.
Yeah. That's powerful stuff. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
had no degree, but they called him teacher. I like that.
You know what? It goes to show you, people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
Yeah.
That's a man that cared, right?
Absolutely.
And it is hard to measure up, bro. I mean, it's like, sometimes you feel like it's so out of, have you met that guy that's like Peter Perfect? You know what I mean? You're like, dude.
Yeah.
Does he have a whole crew that just like polish his shoes and send him out the door with the right attitude, or what?
No kidding.
And I've met those guys, and then I've got close to them and I've got to know them, and you know what? They're no different, dude. They actually put that face on, just like you and I say, I'm okay. Yeah. Right? When you break your wrist, you go, okay, Austin? Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, pretty soon you're like, dude, I'm not okay.
Yeah. Well, that just further drives home that we're all in the same boat, right?
Exactly.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think that the more that we understand that, and the more that we internalize that we're all in the same boat. I don't want to say that none of us are special, but let's be honest here, right? We're all going through our different trials, and we're all human beings, right? And we're all, you might have things about you that are unique, but one thing about you that's not unique is that you go through trials and that life is hard, right?
Yep, exactly.
Welcome to the world. Welcome to everybody that you come in contact with, whether they show it or not.
Yeah.
We're all going through it, right? And that was the whole idea behind Neck Nation, which was, let's create a group of people, right, that we can rely on, and just know that you're not alone.
Me too.
In your struggle. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Right? For sure.
It's so true. Because we always want to be me too, if it's Peter Perfect or whoever, right? We want to be like this guy or that guy. And the truth is, the more you search those guys or those mentors, what you realize is you got the makings of greatness as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm Captain Put on the Face, bro.
Yeah.
I could be going through it right now and you'd never know it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not saying that's good, because it gives a false sense of security to the ones that matter most. And like my family, if I'm going through a hard time and I actually say it out loud, like, dude, I'm going through a tough time. Bro, you get through everything, man. You're a rock. So you'll be all right.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I just isolated myself.
You know what I mean? Right?
And I'm just like, yeah, you know. Okay,
yeah.
All right, you're right.
Yeah, but I get it. If you're bringing it up, that you're going through a hard time, dude, it's a hard time. It's serious, dude. You need some support. So
I'll tell you what, we took this group of young men that don't have opportunities to go to the lake or to get out much or whatever. Never been on a boat, never been fishing. I mean, these are 14-year-old kids. They never caught a fish, right?
Oh my gosh, dude.
So anyways, we got this crew together, and there were supposed to be 2 or 3 boats that were going to be donated with the driver. And comes the day we go up to the lake, and we're going to spend 3 days up there. And ecclesiastical leader calls me. He goes, "You rowing?" I'm like, "Yeah, like 9/11, dude. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm hooked up." And he's like, "Well, I got some bad news." I'm like, "They drained the lake?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "What happened?" "Well, the other 2 boats bailed out." I'm like, "Oh, bro, we going to get 22 people on my boat?" Ain't happening.
No, dude.
Right? And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do." I'm like, "Dude, it's not going to be fun for the kids. We can't curb some of them and say, watch while I take this group out." Or
sit here for 2 hours while we go out, and then we'll come grab you.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan. He goes, "Well, I don't know what to do." And I'm like, well, let me think about it while I'm driving up there. So I'm the first guy to help a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, all my buddies got boats. I'm just going to ask one of them, right? And I know they're busy, bro. I mean, this is during the middle of the week, middle of the summer. You know, they're running businesses. They're busy, and they're not going to drop everything, come up there for a bunch of freaking kids that they don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I made a phone call, and it was like 6 p.m. So we were going to start the boating activities the following day. And we're 3 hours away from civilization, like from where my buddies and where we live. So here it's 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and my buddy calls me back. He's like, "You rang?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, no, just checking on you." I couldn't bring myself to ask him for help. Stupid, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Where you at?" I go, "I'm up at the lake. Remember I told you?" "Oh, yeah, dude, that's awesome. All right, well, you have fun. And how's it going?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. We start boating tomorrow, but there's 22 people in one boat." He goes, "Why is there only one boat?" I'm like, "The other 2 bailed." He goes, "Oh, I get it. You can't ask for help." I'm like, "Well, no, it's just too much to ask." He goes, "Bro, you've done da for me." And he goes, "I wish you would have," and he scolded me. He says, "I wish you would have gave me more time and asked me like this morning or when you found out or whatever."
Yeah.
Because I could have planned better and I would have been there. And
Sure.
I'm like, "All right, well, no, it's no big deal." He goes, "No, I'm serious, bro. I would have been there." I'm like, "It's all good. We're going to curb some of them. We're going to let them sit and watch us boat while, and then we'll go back and pick them up, and it'll be like Mayberry." But so anyways, long story short, hour later, phone rings. He goes, "Send me a pin." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Send me a pin to your campground. You better have good food."
Nice.
2 a.m., no lie, dude. This dude rolls in, canceled all of his appointments the next 2 days, and he rolled in and
made it happen.
There's good people out there that'll help you if you ask. And I'm not telling you to ask because I didn't even have the balls to ask. You know what I mean? I was kind of beating around the bush, and he goes, whoa. Do you need help? I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, if, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, it's okay to ask.
Just ask.
I mean, I'm not the one saying it because it's hard for me, but it's interesting because we do put on that face. Everybody does it. And then some people do the opposite, right? The sky's always falling, and then it's like you don't want to be around them for a whole different reason because it'll rub off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's really a happy medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Figuring that balance out.
It is. Yeah, it is a balance, and that's a good story, Kit, because I think all of us need to learn, if we haven't already, that it is okay to ask for help. right?
We all need it.
We all need it, right? And for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've probably talked about this before, but if it's mental health, dude, ask for some help.
Yeah.
I've been there, dude. Yep. I've been there. I've had to ask for help more than once.
Yep.
For stuff like that, right?
And so that's when we should. But if that's when we should, what gets us to that point? Little things compounding equal big things. And we ask when it's a big thing. If we were asking along the way, you know what I mean? Because I've broke down, dude. I've been there and I broke down, and it's like people say, well, you're always all right. You'll be all right. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. And so when someone strong breaks and fixes himself, they usually do it in silence. And it's not a good place to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
just
harder.
not.
It's harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that support. And it's not necessarily that they need to step in. Nobody's going to step in and do anything for you. Right?
No.
It's still your battle. You're going to have to fight it. But if you got people in your corner, right, it's a boxing match, right? And you're going to take your licks, and you're going to get a broken nose, and you're going to get a black eye, and your face is going to be swollen, right? And you're going to have broken ribs. It is a boxing match. But every once in a while, what is it, the 2 minute mark, 2.5 minute mark, whatever it is?
The 2 minute bell.
The 2 minute bell, right? I'm thinking, no, UFC's 4 minutes? 4 minute rounds? Or three. Is it 3? 3 minutes or whatever it is? But every couple of minutes, you get to go back to your corner, and there's somebody there to give you a pep talk, right? And that's really what this is about, is ask for help. Get people in your corner. They're not going to fight your battles for you. We got to fight our own battles.
It's so much easier when someone's in your corner, bro.
It is, man. It is.
I cannot. It almost brings me to tears thinking about my son wrestling growing up. It's like I would give him, I'm like, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. That works better than, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Right? It just don't work.
Right.
But that positive ring, sometimes when someone needs to talk, I think we get caught up in our own minds of listening to give an answer, listening to give, some type of consulting or consolation or something, respond to make them feel better. And so we're listening, but we're sitting there going, what do I say?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better just to listen, because that's truly what they need.
Yeah.
And then someone in their corner go, dude, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say it's going to be okay. Time heals wound, all that stuff. That don't mean nothing, dude. We're here right now, and I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm here with you. That's it.
That's it.
Right? And
that's
it's like, when my son lost, dude, he lost to this kid he should have never lost to. And it was a single out tournament, not a double. And he was out of the tournament, dude, and he should have won that. He should have won that bracket.
Yeah.
And he knows it, because he beat every kid in the bracket. But I don't know what happened, but he lost by 1.5 points. Wasn't paying attention to the time. And the kid got a near fall, and I'm like sitting there going, dude, you got 30 seconds, bro. You got to shoot. You got to do it. Get a takedown. And he was circling and dancing, and then he's like, wait, I lost? And I'm like, yeah. Like, we got to go back to instant replay. You lost. But he felt,
no points.
He felt so bad. It's like, I could say, well, you need to pay attention to the clock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just wrestling the dude, you're wrestling the clock.
You got time.
The clock. Yeah. And you're wrestling the ref. If he's calling picky stuff, dude, you can't cross-face him.
Yeah.
There's certain things, and it's like, that's the wrong time to say any of it.
Yeah.
Just put my arm around him. I said, bro, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's only one winner, and there's only one loser out there. Today, you're the loser, but you're a winner, bro, because I'm right here with you. It's cool.
Right.
Right?
The failure is education.
Yeah.
We talk about that. So
yeah, and so I could imagine not having that,
Yeah.
And some people don't have that. I feel bad for them, and so we need to be that person for those people.
We do.
Honest to God.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's an aspect to this that I was thinking of, and it's kind of slipping my mind right now. But this idea of listening, and maybe you come back to your corner, and the response from those people who are in your corner is, hey, what's going on out there? And then you tell your story, and they may say something along the lines of, okay, well, maybe try this, right?
Yeah, this is what we see from the sideline.
Yeah, this is our perspective, right? Maybe give that a shot. Go back out there and fight your fight, right? And that's, dude, that's the value in having somebody in your corner, is they can give you ideas, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they've been through it, right? And they can let you know what worked for them, or what they see might work for you, right? And that just makes the fight all that much easier, right? Because if you go back there and your coach tells you, you know, hey, they're closing in on you and they're making it hard for you to get, because, you know, they're making it hard for you to get your punches out there. So, you know, step back, don't let them close in. Yeah. And then when the opening's there, take it, right? Don't get so close up, right? And you take that back out into the fight. It's your fight, right? And then you can capitalize on that, right? Yeah. You take that advice and you make it work for you.
Sometimes an outward perspective or set of eyes, or a fresh set of eyes on a situation can help. Sometimes it just takes you off too, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is, no matter what, dude, every time my kid would lose, he'd feel bad.
Yeah.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
But I'd always say, bro, did you give it everything you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Were you prepared? You go to practice and work your butt up. Yeah, I do. Do you believe in yourself? Yeah, I do. Then it don't matter if you lost. In my book, you won.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
That's huge, right? Do you believe in yourself? I think this is a mental game. Life is a mental game. It is. Right? It is 80% mental and 20% physical. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to put in the work. You got to do the do, right? Yeah. But life is a mental game, and you can either play the game or it'll play you, one way or the other. And we have to dig deep. This is why we talk about finding your roots and holding strong to your roots.
Yeah.
And becoming the best version of yourself, right? We talk about confidence, we talk about gratitude, we talk about attitude, we talk about all these things so that you can be prepared mentally to deal with all this stuff that's going to come up, the foreseen and the unforeseen stuff, right?
And there's times when you feel like you don't know what to do next, right? You get in that spot in life and my kids would get in that spot in life when I'd say, hey, why are you sitting there? Because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And my response would always be, do what you know.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do what you know. Like, if it's all you know is this, do that. Because as you do that, you're going to know more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More
you're
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, cool. Well, I mean, that's pretty good for
we're going
conversation today, I think.
Yeah, we're going into a new year, just right around the corner.
Yeah.
And you know what? We should look at the new year. We should look at every day as a new day, and put as much, energy into that as we do the new year.
Yeah.
I mean, when the new year comes around, it's kind of big because there's a lot of things that come, a lot of pains, a lot of emotions that you're either leaving in the past and guess what? Your future's unwritten. And fear, you can't fear the future because you don't know what it holds.
Yeah.
Right?
Just prepare for it.
So just prepare for it and be ready. And it's like, we're coming into a new year, and so let's come into a new us, man. You know what I mean? And just do like you said, a little bit better tomorrow.
Yeah.
One day at a time, 365 in a row, and guess what? Be Captain America.
There you go.
End of 2024, brother.
There you go. Yeah, the year is made up of days. Make the days count.
Yep.
So
absolutely
recommit ourselves. Awesome. Well, we'll leave you with that message, Neck Nation, and be sure to check us out on social media: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think there's a few things on TikTok still, but mostly Instagram and Facebook. If you like the gear that we're wearing, go to neckroots.com. We've got a whole new shopping experience for you on neckroots.com. Yep. So go and check that out, and I guess we'll leave you with that. So bless up.
Bless up.